What if the most dangerous warrior in the wild doesn't evolve through strength, but through emotional stability? To understand that, we start here, small, overwhelmed, and feeling everything. Somewhere in the snowy mountains, where morning fog clings to the ridgeline, a small figure moves carefully across the frozen ground. This is Riolu, the emanation Pokémon. Riolu stands roughly 2 feet 4 inches tall and weighs just under 44 pounds. A lean, compact body built for speed rather than power. Short, dense fur, steel blue across the torso, black along the limbs and face. The forepaws are disproportionately large for its frame, and that is not an accident. Because those paws are not just for fighting, they are, in the most literal biological sense, the primary sensory organ of this species. Embedded beneath the skin of the forepaws, the sternum and the cranial ridge are clusters of specialized receptors sensitive to bioelectric fields, the faint electromagnetic signatures that every living Pokémon produces. Heartbeats, neural firing, the chemical burn of metabolism. Most Pokémon never detect any of this. Riolu detects all of it, all the time, from every Pokémon within range. The problem is that Riolu's brain, at this stage, hasn't finished building the circuitry needed to filter what it receives. So, sensation and emotion arrive as the same event. A predator's sudden focus becomes Riolu's own spike of adrenaline. A nearby Pokémon's panic becomes Riolu's panic. The grief of another Pokémon settles into its chest like it was always there. Riolu doesn't just read the emotional weather of its environment, it becomes it. In a busy forest, the pattern reveals itself immediately. Short intervals of movement, frequent pauses, forepaws occasionally raised and held still like antennae reorienting toward a signal. Its appetite is inconsistent, disrupted by chronic cortisol fluctuations that suppress digestion in cycles. Its sleep is lighter than it should be for a Pokémon its size, the sensory network never fully powering down, even in rest. The body is running a bill it didn't choose to run, paying the metabolic cost of extreme sensitivity without the regulatory infrastructure to manage it. And yet, underneath the overwhelm, something else is building, quietly. Because this species does not evolve through strength. It evolves through the slow, painstaking process of learning to control what it feels, separating the world's signal from its own, until the noise becomes something it can finally direct. And when that process is complete, what emerges is composed, precise, and absolutely lethal. Lucario luminaris, the Aura Guardian. Lucario stands roughly 4 feet tall and weighs around 120 pounds, significantly larger than Riolu. But the most important changes aren't in the height or the weight. They're in the density. The bone structure has undergone a dramatic mineralization process. Metallic compounds absorbed through diet and metabolic adaptation have integrated directly into the skeletal tissue, increasing both rigidity and mass in ways that fundamentally change how force is absorbed and distributed through the body. This is not cosmetic. This is structural. The mineralization doesn't stop beneath the skin. 3 calcium metallic deposits have pushed through the surface entirely. 2 from the back of its wrists, 1 anchored at the center of its chest. each serving a precise biological function. The wrist spikes concentrate and direct the bioelectric pulses Lucario projects outward, while the chest spike, positioned directly over the sternum, enhances the reception and transmission of aura signals from the environment ahead. The physical architecture of a sensory system finally operating at full potential. The aura receptors, now operating at full biological maturity, emit focused bioelectric pulses outward, reading every return signal with surgical precision. Every living presence within half a mile is mapped in real time. Movement, intent, emotional state, physiological condition. Lucario doesn't wait to see a threat. It feels the neurological decision to move before the muscles have even received the signal. It can navigate in complete darkness, in dense fog, in conditions that would render every other sensory system useless, because it doesn't rely on what it can see. It relies on what everything around it is constantly, involuntarily broadcasting. This is also why Lucario is observed meditating before conflict. Not ritual, not habit, calibration. A deliberate process of quieting its own bioelectric output so that the incoming signal from its environment arrives clean and uncontaminated. The stillness before a fight is not hesitation. It is a species tuning its most sophisticated instrument to its highest possible precision. This is the apex form. Not the largest, not the loudest, the most integrated. And for most, this would be the end of the story. The mature form, fully realized, operating exactly as evolution intended. But for the rare few that choose to live alongside a human trainer, building a bond deep enough, long enough, to register in the body itself, the story goes one step further. Mega Lucario. The transcendent aura. Mega evolution in Lucario is not a new form. It is the existing form, pushed past every biological ceiling it was built to respect. The physical changes are immediate and dramatic, as the skeletal structure shifts and extends under forces it was never designed to sustain indefinitely. New spikes emerging along the arms and feet, aura receptors flaring into amplification far beyond their normal operating range, and the bioelectric output, that precise, calibrated signal Lucario spent years learning to control, surging to levels the nervous system was never engineered to maintain for long. This is what peak performance looks like at the biological edge. Every system in the body is running above its designed threshold. Cardiovascular demand pushed to limits that cannot be sustained for long. Muscle tissue recruited beyond its normal capacity. Burning through energy reserves at a rate the body has no way to replenish in real time. Mega Lucario does not lose control, but it operates at the absolute limit of control. Because Mega Evolution cannot last, the metabolic debt accumulates faster than it can be serviced. The skeletal stress from the structural reconfiguration is real and finite. The nervous system, sustaining output at this level, is drawing on reserves that require significant recovery time to replenish. When the resonance fades, the body begins its return. A deliberate biological deceleration back to the form that was built to last. What remains after Mega Evolution is Lucario. Tired, quiet, intact. And in the quiet that follows, the truth of this entire evolutionary line becomes impossible to ignore. that the most powerful thing this species ever built was not the ability to destroy. It was the discipline to decide when not to.